What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Today I'm going to do the build a personal portfolio webpage for a free code camp. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's hide this. Okay. Create a new pen. Okay, my portfolio should have a welcome section with the ID of welcome section. Okay, I guess we can do that. So let's create section ID equals welcome. Section. And let's give it a title. Let's just say let's imagine that I'm a front-end developer. So front-end developer. Let's write this in div. And then let's say my name Hassan Armstrong. Okay. What's next? Okay, so as usual, they kind of left the navbar until the 6th user story. But let's start with this user story right now. Let's build the navbar. So nav ID equals navbar. Okay, so because this project is quite simple, I think this user stories are quite small compared to other projects. Let's make it a bit more difficult for ourselves. So let's go ahead and make a hamburger type navbar. So if I search hamburger navbar HTML, something like this. So if I click on this hamburger, it opens up the navigation items. Click it again, it closes it. It seems to be very popular for startups nowadays to have this type of navbar. So for stuff like this, we can always hard code it, but I think it'll take a lot of time, and I'm not sure exactly how to do it, to be honest. Typically, what I've done in the past and what I've been taught to do is you just take code from different parts of different sections of a site that you like, or different from a tutorial or from a YouTube video, and then you customize it to how you want it to look. So let's do that for this hamburger navbar. So we can copy and paste the HTML. The main thing is that we understand what everything does. The worst, you don't want to be in a situation where you're copying and pasting something and you don't know how things work. So I'll go through each part of the code with you in a second. Let's add the CSS. So I have some CSS ready made for us. Copy and paste this in here. And then if I click on the navbar, nothing will happen because we need some JavaScript too for functionality. So JavaScript is here. Paste this in. And now if I click on the hamburger, it hides and shows the navbar. So let's go through some of the code quickly. So here we have like a CDN, I guess. So this just takes the font awesome icon, this hamburger icon. It takes it from the font awesome and presents it to us on our webpage so we can use it. And then we have the navbar itself. So we have the nav links. You'll notice that this item has a class active, which just means show by default, whereas all of these, they're hidden by default. And then we have the last link, which is the hamburger link. So when you click on this hamburger icon, it calls this function, onClick equals my function, and it's this function here. And what all this function does is it grabs the links and it says, if the link style is display block, then make it display none. If it's display none, make it display block. So when I click on this right now it's display none, right? So it's now, when I click on it, it's gonna trigger this function, and this function is gonna change the style to display block. Now it's display block. When I click on this, it's gonna change it to display none. It's like a toggle kind of function. So it's like basically hide and show and hide. Okay, so I think that's a basic summary of how this works. I've decided to make my portfolio page space with a space theme. I know it's not very original. I know a lot of YouTubers do it, and a lot of tutorials seem to make space theme portfolio pages. But if you can't beat them, join them. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is get rid of this green color because it's not very spacey. So we can change this color to black. Yeah, that's better. Let's take away. We don't want any hover. Okay. Anything else we need to change? It's still not black. There you go. Okay, that's better. So now it's black, and let's make the the whole page black. So we can select body and just do boom. And let's change the text color to white. Color white. Okay. There you go. Now it looks more spacey. Okay, let's see what else they want us to do. So before we move on, let's make this more space themed. So what we can do is we can change the font because the font doesn't look very good. Let's change the font to something more cooler. So space mono, use font. Let's try maybe bold. Let's add this font. So we just select the link here, the CDN, copy this. Let's make a header here. Let's paste this in here. And then let's change the font family to space mono. There you go. So now all the text is changed. Right, let's make H1 font size. Let's make it 40 pixels. It's a bit big. 35. That's better. Okay, and then change this to font size 25 px. Okay. That's better. So now we have the welcome section. We want to make the welcome section a bit bigger. So we can select we can make the height. Let's make it 500 pixels. Yeah, that's a lot better. And then we just have to center the text. So we can display flex and then justify. This centers the element, and then we can center it into the middle of the page. So now it's in the middle. It's the middle of the page. Now let's make my name centered in the middle of its element. So there you go. That looks a lot better. Okay, so what else can we do to make this more prettier? How about we add a background image? So that's quite easy. So we can do background image URL. Then you can go to Pixabay, and I typed in space or cosmos or something. I took this image, one of these. Just paste it in here. Then we have a nice little background. Pretty cool. Okay. Now let's start on the project section. So let's make a new section. Section ID equals projects. Let's make this the same height as the welcome section. Okay, so now we want a grid of projects. So what we can do is we can make like a grid container. So div class equals grid container, and then inside we can have, let's say we want 2 projects per row. So we want like here, 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 here. So if we want to display, let's say 4 projects. So we have to create a row first. So div class equals row, and then within that row we'll have 2 columns. Okay, so now we have the 2 columns, but let's have some CSS to make the row a row and the column. So we can select row, we can do display flex direction equals column. And then we can do flex 1, which kind of makes them, sorry, wrong one. Sorry, this should be row. There you go. Okay, so now it's a row. Now we have 1 row. Now we want to do the column. So column display flex direction column. Okay, so now they're in their own column. We can add a border. So let's try border 1 pixel solid red. So now you can see it has 2 columns. Oops. Okay. So now we have to make them proportional. So now they both take up the maximum width and they're both proportional. So there you go. So let's make this width 100%. And there you go. Okay. So now let's add a title to the portfolio section. So we can do, what should we call it? Let's just call it projects. Projects, okay. And let's align this into the center. Text, align center. Boom. So now everything's centered. Let's create another row. Let's make this 3 and let's make this, let's make this 4. Okay, so now we have a grid. If I add border 1 pixel solid red, you'll see the grid. There you go. So now we just have to paste some projects into the grid. So if we go to CodePen, we steal some of my previous projects. Okay, so let's steal this. So we can click embed, and let's use the iframe. Copy this, and then paste it into here. Okay, don't want that. Let's adjust the width. Let's make it 80%. Okay, that's better. Just want let's make it 40%. And justify content space round. Nope, wrong one. Okay, let's paste a few more in. Let's paste the same one in again. Let's paste this in here. Okay, I see what I've done. So I only want to display, yeah. So when I click on it, that's when I want the user to be able to go to the actual code pen. Go to the actual pen. So we don't want this, we just want this. There you go. Okay, that's better. Now let's try. Okay, that's better. Okay, and let's adjust the width. Percent. And let's make this 80%. Let's add a few more. So some to here. And some to here. Okay, let's add some margin left. Let's add like 30 pixels. Let's try 50. Let's try 100. Okay, that's a bit better. So now let's take away the border. There you go. Let's make this 90. There. Let's add some margin bottom, 30 pixels. There you go. So now we have our projects. We click on one of them. It'll take us to the page itself. Okay. Oops, a daisy. Okay. So now let's see what else is required of us. There's one project tile. Just add this for the sake of adding it, for the sake of passing the test. One link to a project. Okay, so let's add a link so that when we click on the link, it takes us to the project section of the page. So if we go to our navbar and change news to projects, change this to projects, and now so we click on the navbar and we click on projects, we're taken to the project section of the page. Boom. Okay. Profile link. Okay, so they want us to display like a profile link. So we're gonna display it in our navbar. So for this, we can just steal a icon. So we can go to font awesome. We can search for GitHub. And here we have the GitHub icon. Start using this icon. GitHub kit. Oh, I have a kit already. Okay, where's my kit? So you just add this script. You have to create a kit that you use in your projects. Take the script, add it into the header, and now you have access to all the icons that you add to the kit. So I think I already have the GitHub icon added already. So if I go back, GitHub, okay, click on GitHub, start using this icon. So if I paste it here, I should get the icon showing up here. There you go. It's a bit small, so we can add class for LG and make it a bit bigger. There you go. And then just for the sake of for fun, let's add like a Facebook icon too. So div class equals profile links div, and let's add one more of these. And this time, let's try and get Facebook. Facebook. So let's start using this icon. Take this, paste this into here. Let's have FAG to make it bigger. And then because we want them on the same row, we can add display flex, so we can do boom. And now we just have to add the link that takes us to the appropriate page. So for GitHub, my GitHub page is github.com/Hassan Abstract. So we can copy this link and add it here. And then add target equals underscore blank, which will just open a new tab when you click on it. So if I click on this right now, it opens a new tab and takes me to my GitHub page. Let's do the same for Facebook. Facebook.com/Hassan.Armstrong. Feel free to add me on Facebook, by the way. Paste this here. Target equals underscore blank. I click on this, takes me to my Facebook page. Okay, so now we've done that. Now we have our projects. Now we have a front page, media query, profile link. So add this ID so we pass the test. And media query. So we don't really need a media query for this because I think most portfolio pages will be viewed on desktop, but for the sake of passing the test, just add a random media query. Let's say we want to hide the Facebook when it's on mobile, the Facebook icon. So we can just do display none, and then we can select. Let's hide the GitHub icon actually. There you go. That's the media query. Viewport. I'm not entirely sure about this, but I think there's some tag you can add so that it controls the size of the window. I think if you add this, it should optimize for mobile. So let's try it in this. Okay, so I think that's all we need to do. Okay, the nav bar should always be at the top of the viewport. Okay, we can do that. So just grab the nav bar and add position. It should be position fixed. Now it's, oops, I forgot to add, I should add, I think this one is, yeah, the hamburger should be position fixed too. There you go. So now if I scroll, the nav bar follows. The nav bar stuck. Kind of cool, right? The hamburger's background is black, which isn't so good. So we can just remove the background black, change it. Delete that. Let's go. Now see through. Okay, cool. So that's it, guys. Yeah, that's all for today. Thank you for listening. This is the last of the responsive web design projects. I hope you found my series useful so far. I'm gonna do the JavaScript part next, which will be much more interesting. Not that this isn't interesting too, but I've done this quite a lot, so it's kind of tedious. Anyway, thank you so much. Please subscribe, like, comment. If you have any questions or any tutorials that you want me to do, just let me know. Peace in the streets.